Hey guys, my name's Kristen. Today I'm going to be covering two aspects of conflict theory in 5 minutes. So, the main contributor to conflict theory is, of course, Karl Marx, but there were also a lot of additions made by Max Weber. The first part of understanding conflict theory is understanding Marx's conflict sociology, which states three basic principles. The first of which being that particular forms of property, slavery, land, and capital, are upheld by the coercive power of the state. Hence, classes being formed by property divisions, slaves and slave owners, serfs and lords, capitalists and workers. So, those property divisions are the opposing agents in the struggle for political power. The second principle states that material contributions, like money and resources, determine the extent to which social classes can organize effectively to fight for their own interests. If you can run campaigns and ads all the time because you have the money to do so, people will be a lot more likely to hear you out. Such conditions of mobilization are a set of intervening variables between class and political power. The third principle states that other material conditions, like the means of mental production, which is really just the ability to articulate your ideas and put them out there, whether that's through fiction or newspapers or film or music, that mental production will determine which interests will be able to articulate their ideas and hence dominate the ideological realm. The next second aspect of the conflict theory is the theory of stratification. The first principle states that the material circumstances of making a living are the main determinant of one's lifestyle. So, what you do for a living, how much money you make, where you work, how much time it takes. And since property relations are crucial for distinguishing ways of supporting oneself, class cultures and behaviors divide up along opposing lines of control over or lack of property. So if you own a lot of land, you probably hang out with a certain group of people, and if you don't own any, you probably hang out with other people that also don't own any. The second principle states that material contributions for mobilization as a coherent, intercommunicating group also vary among social classes. By implication, another major difference among class lifestyles stem from the differing organization of their communities and their differing experience with the means of social communication. So, how a group interacts with each other, where they interact with each other, what they talk about, all of that is pretty important in them organizing how they're going to fight for their best interests, or if they'll fight for their best interests. The third principle states that classes differ in their control of the means of mental production. This produces yet another difference in class cultures. Some are more articulated symbolically than others, and some have the symbolic structure of another class imposed upon them from the outside. So, if you take film, for example, a lot of those ideas really aren't coming from the lower level guy. They're not coming from like the regular working class guy. Even though a regular working class guy might be writing that script, he's probably not producing the biggest movies that influence us the most. But hey, what do I know? So that's two aspects of conflict theory in 5 minutes. Take it easy, guys.